1MDB's former CEO Datuk Shahrul Azra Ibrahim Halmi testified in the 1MDB tenure trial today that the fund's board did not conduct a background check on non-executive director Tan Sri Ong Kim Huat as he was appointed by then PM Datuk Sri Najib Razak. Ong is a long-time business partner of Tan Sri Larry Low Hock Peng, the father of fugitive financier Jho Low. Shahrul told the court he did not know of the connection between Ong and Larry Low when he was sitting on the board. He added that Ong's name was brought up by Jho Low himself. Ong joined the 1MDB board in January 2010, shortly after the resignation of then EPF CEO Tan Sri Azlan Zainal and current Telekom Malaysia chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Baqi Saleh. The two men resigned 2 months after 1MDB entered into a $2 billion joint venture with Petro Saudi International, which was subsequently called off. It should be noted that throughout this period, then 1MDB President Arul Kanda Kandasamy insisted that neither Jho Low nor his friends and family had any involvement in 1MDB. Telekom Malaysia saw its net profit halve in the first quarter, shrinking to 152.5 million ringgit as revenue tumbled. Top line was 8% lower at 2.56 billion ringgit, due mainly to lower contribution from all lines of products. It also made less from its broadband business, after adjusting prices downwards for loyal Streamix customers. Telekom Malaysia says the extent of the impact of COVID-19 on its financial results this year remains uncertain, given the inconclusiveness surrounding the scope, duration and eventual economic impact of the outbreak. It says it will revisit its 2020 guidance when there is better clarity. The telco giant also gave its assurance that it is committed to maintaining business profitability, leveraging on new avenues at the onset of a new normal, and operating with a long-term mindset. Petronas Chemicals and Petronas Gas both reported weaker first-quarter earnings today. At PETCHEM, net profit was 36.8% lower at 506 million ringgit as weaker demand dragged its product prices lower. That pulled revenue down by 5.8% to 3.89 billion ringgit. Going forward, its olefins and derivatives businesses are expected to see a marginal recovery in product prices towards the end of the year, if the COVID-19 pandemic eases and there is an improvement in oil prices. Meanwhile, the prices of its products in the fertilizers and methanol businesses should remain stable. PETGAS also saw earnings slump, down 28.6% to 368.1 million ringgit as a result of unrealized foreign exchange losses from a softening of the ringgit against the US dollar. Revenue was up by 2.1% to 1.4 billion ringgit, thanks to higher income from its gas transportation and regasification segments. It declared a first interim dividend of 16 cents per share. On its prospects, PETGAS does not expect the COVID-19 outbreak to significantly impact its overall earnings, as its business model and long-term contracts ensure steady revenue streams. The Securities Commission Malaysia says multi-asset investment platform eToro is not licensed or registered to carry out any regulated activities in Malaysia, including operating a recognised market through an online platform. In an emailed statement to theedgemarkets.com, an SC spokesperson said any individual carrying out such activities without the SC's green light may, if convicted, be liable to a fine not exceeding 10 million ringgit or imprisonment not exceeding 10 years or both. The spokesperson adds that Malaysian investors who deal with unlicensed persons, especially entities operating offshore, are not protected under the Malaysian securities laws and may not have access to legal recourse in the event of a dispute. eToro had announced on Monday that it will extend its commission-free stocks offering to clients in Asia Pacific effective immediately. As at the time of writing, theedgemarkets.com did not find any record of eToro on the SE's investor alert list. Malaysia's inflation, as measured by the Consumer Price Index, declined 2.9% last month from a year earlier, This is the sharpest year-on-year fall recorded since 2010. According to the Statistics Department, the easing in April was due mainly to the drop in prices of transportation, housing, utilities and other fuels. However, prices for food and non-alcoholic beverages, miscellaneous goods and services, communication, health and education continue to rise. The CPI is down for a second consecutive month, after the 0.2% decline seen in March. The index rose 1.6% in January and 1.3% the following month.